Greetings, Black Light here. Welcome to the God Zone. This is how we cast out devils. You gotta cut off the head, and the body dies. This right here, I made a crown. I don't know if you can see it. This crown is old, royal blue crown. There you go. You can see them a little bit. A red and blue. Emeralds put on representing stars or planets. On the front, forehead. In Arabic, I got, can you see it right here? Allah. I had just made up, about 30 years ago. But I knew about the red and blue star maybe 20 or 30 years before that. My uncle was hipping me to the red and blue star. And he was telling me about the Dogon people. See, in the Nation of Islam back in those days, all the information y'all hear about now about the red and blue star and the Dogon. I was born in 1946 when my uncle, he used to babysit me. He was a FOI. I think he had some rank. He was like a lieutenant or something like that. And I was, a baby. And he would school me. He would show me pictures from Time with Time magazine and Life magazine. Caucasians being born with tails back in those days. He even showed me a picture of some astronauts working on a flying craft in the desert back in the 50s. See, I was tuned into the knowledge when I was real young. Now, these cats like Polite and even Dr. York. Dr. York, he was cool up until he got beside himself. When he started talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he should have chilled, But he, I knew about him in the 90s because some of my uncle's sons went over to the now known as Nuwabians and left the nation, went over to him and started hanging out with them. And they was trying to pull me in, but I was in the streets. I wasn't in, I was trying to hustle, But finally they got to me one day, but I didn't go with the Nuwabians. I went with my uncle, because I used to be somewhere in the city of Detroit, and some kind of way he would find me. I mean, he had eyes everywhere, and one day he came over and the doorbell rung, and I was living in an apartment building, and he came up and he started running down the knowledge to me, and that's what got me. I didn't hook up with him right away. I didn't hook up, start trying to get back in the nation until the messenger, that when the messenger died, peace and blessings be upon him. That's when I went back, but Wallace was running it. And I went into they was calling it a mosque. I didn't even like that word, masjid, because he said we ain't follow after the foreign-born Muslims. And they had changed the name to mosque. He used to call it temples. And I went in there and it wasn't the same, man. They didn't have no FOI or nothing, so me and my wife, we was hanging out. We stopped. But last video, we was talking about the United States is bankrupt. And I wanted to get into that. And I got me a copy of the Constitution of the United States. Oh, let me show y'all this in case y'all want to get some static behind it. This is my mother's registration book. The registration book. You see how old it is in the Nation of Islam. So a lot of brothers don't know what they're talking about, especially the young ones. Some whitey whispered in their ear some lies and they fell for it. It's falling apart. But 1947 is the oldest when she registered. Now I was 1 year old, but she was attending before that. And anyway, let me get to the point. My uncle was running this information up under me about the UCC 3415. He was telling me that a long time ago. But the thing is, it's trickery. It's only meant for the Caucasian. See, brothers, we're not tied to this Constitution at all. We not citizens. You know. King, King, Dr. Martin Luther King just didn't know no better. You know, because he was following that Christian, the white man's version of Christianity. That's a made up name by the white man. But what he did was stole ancient Kemet. You know, he stole from that knowledge. You know, and Islam was trying to preserve it. You know, they was trying to preserve it. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he knew that it was ancient knowledge, but it was knowledge before even Kemet was in existence. Before even Ethiopia was in existence. He went back to when they was calling, they had a whole new different names for stuff. Like Mu. You know. And he was breaking it down, but a lot of brothers, they just ain't got it, didn't get it. But my uncle, he absorbed it pretty good. He internalized it pretty good. And he loved the messenger. And he was running under me. Now his sons, they was rebellious. You know, all of them was rebellious against their father. So he was my uncle, but you know, he was my spiritual father. And pulling my coat to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which was his spiritual father, which made him my spiritual father. Now, when Polite and them and got a hold of this information, you know, they wanted to tie us to the system, see. And our mothers tied us to the system when they started going to the hospitals to have birth. When they let the hospitals uh, give them birth certificate. Because we at first, black men, we used to have midwives. We used to give birth at the house. That's why a lot of them don't know their birthday or how to spell their name or nothing like that. We should have kept that part. And they was feeding us miseducation. That's why this brother, what's his name, Woodson, Carter G. Woodson. That's why he wrote this book, The Miseducation of the Negro, because he was feeding us wrong education. So if a man don't teach you right, if a man don't treat you right, he's not going to teach you right. So, we're going to get further into this information. Just keep on watching. Stay glued to the tube and Black Light will treat you right.